live interact with our eyewitness of Sasquatch. Don't take my word for it. I've shot 9 videos that are public, 3 more to come. Been on Survivor Man, worked with Jeff Meldrum, John Bernagel, and dozens of other people, including PhDs and just journeymen and amazing, awesome people from all over the world, literally. So, Australia, Japan, Germany, France, UK. I mean, all over, obviously, North America. Nobody from Mexico. Anyways, it's been a hell of a journey. And we're just getting started. This discovery process is they are literally gonna, once the discovery is done and acknowledged, it'll just never stop, guys. We're gonna learn so many amazing things about this species. I can see it just being headlines every week, all the incredible new things that are learned about them. This is the discovery of our lifetime, without question. So hello Kyle, hello Central Michigan Bigfoot and Wildlife. I am discovering Bigfoot and wildlife. I can't say, I don't really like discovering Bigfoot Canada and wildlife. How about discovering Bigfoot North America and wildlife? It just doesn't work. Like, he just has flows. Central Michigan Bigfoot and wildlife just flows so nice. You're gonna have to help me sort that out. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll have lots of questions today. I'll start out with something. So an expeditioner of mine just called me today, and a colleague, even I should call him a colleague, I think. Most of my expeditioners turn into colleagues, all the ones that come back, which is a very significant high number. Called me today with a huge revelation. So he literally calls me and says, "Hey, I got to tell you something. I was pretty skeptical about the that's what I say Sasquatch do. I never saw Sasquatch do that, but my teacher, my native teacher, told me that, and everything he told me was, the man walked on water to me. He was incredible. He was amazing. After years of him just proving every crazy theory he had is absolutely correct, I just started to take his word for it, because the man was literally the greatest tracker wilderness outdoorsman I have ever seen. I mean, he's native, he's Cree, you know, tens of thousands of years of history with his people. So I just believed him. That's what he told me. Well, as of today, James, my colleague and friend, multiple time expedition. We've been out so much that we don't even count how much we've worked together. But he talked to people who had a sighting of a Sasquatch where he did this. They saw a mouth pop. So the theory is substantiated to a certain degree. I mean, we got a long ways to go. But that's the first ever because I've never seen the mouth pop. Many people believe it's they're banging 2 pieces of wood together. I don't believe that for 2 seconds anymore. After all the experience I have in the wilderness, they would literally have to have 2 amazingly aged pieces of wood and keep them in age. Like a Louisville slugger is no joke, guys. It's to get that, or even fish bats, like that doesn't happen easily in nature. It's something very, very difficult to acquire. I just can't see the Sasquatch doing that. You can't just take up a stick and bang it on a tree and make that snappy pop sound perfectly. You just can't do it. Believe me, I've tried. So I'm sure they could do it, but I just don't believe they do. And there are other reasons. But so anyways, that's really cool, really significant. So let's get some questions. I've been noticing the live shows are getting huge, guys. Hello, Kyle. Thank you so much for tuning in. Need to get you back out here. Need to get out to see you in Florida. Will I grow the beard back? I don't know. Hello from Chile, South America. That's awesome. All the way down to the South. I didn't even mention South America, did I? So I've never had anybody come out from South America yet. I have to do that. When's the next documentary? I'm working. Oh my gosh, so diligently. But it's really coming together now. So lots of stuff going on with that. I'm actually just waiting on distributors and stuff now, because I've got stuff all set up in the queue, ready to go with some new stuff. So, and new footage, most important. That's what everybody wants to see, right? But I put on my YouTube channel, there's a potential photograph of a Sasquatch, so have a look at it. That's from an expeditioner on my expedition. I was there. That Sasquatch was there. That happened, and he's got like a reddish hue to him. So have a look. Watch the video. So, and that Sasquatch is around a lot. Salutations. Hello. Hey Todd, do you ever get a chance to check out my rock throwing encounter? I would love to. I sent it to Phil quite some time ago. Oh gosh. So much stuff going on. How can we do that? Do you have a YouTube channel or something? You must have a YouTube channel. So just send it to Phil again. Probably Phil's gonna watch this. Phil will look it up. You know what? You just mentioned it. I just mentioned it. It's gonna happen now. Phil's got stuff under control. Hello, Andy. Thank you for tuning in today. There's James. There's James I was just talking about. So James, who that just told me about that? That's James right there. 2 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Hi from California. Hello, greetings. Hello, Royal Creations. I'm doing very well. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Todd, you have the most impressive video. Thank you. I'm, you know, after there's been some times where I've gone years without getting any kind of footage from a Sasquatch. Years and years, 3, 4, maybe 4 years. I know I wasn't really trying, but I didn't have any opportunity that would, if I would have had a camera, I would have got great footage. And it really makes me appreciate those videos. Like I go back and go, oh my God, what a accomplishment that my great grandchildren will watch. You know, great grandfather Todd, you know, the descendants of, he was out there in the bush fighting, bleeding, back in the days where they have everything's anti-gravity and they're floating around like the Jetsons and all that stuff, and everything's all GPSed, and this discovery's all long said and done. They'll remember how great grandpa Todd was out in the bush bleeding and suffering and digging, you know. So yeah, that's fantastic. Are there any Bigfoot in Connecticut? I don't know. Never been to Connecticut. Hello from NYS. Boom! And that's what the Sasquatch called themselves. Thank you for that. So we're here to talk about boom, which is what the Sasquatch called himself. If you haven't been tuning in, you should watch previous episodes. Can we see the scar from when the Bigfoot saved your life? Oh, goodness. I don't know. Do I have the lighting for it? Let's take a look here. Oh, because it healed so nice. Oh, yes. Let's see if we can do this. So, oh, is it going to show up? It's really like my fingers. How am I doing this here? Turn up the light. Anyways, this is it right here. This is all that's left of it. So this was a hole about that big. It was a big hole. So I'd say that hole was 1.5 inches. Like I got stabbed right there. So that's where the scar is. I'm sorry, I can't see on the cameras, but anyways, there's a freckle there, and like it healed. Like I've got, like here's a scar, just as an example. Can you see this? So this is an actual scar my finger's on. So that was like 3 stitches. It was much smaller, and I could see that much better. So the medicine they used to heal it was amazing, just amazing. Like I had no pain. I don't know. It was incredible. To this day, like no infection. Like a doctor examined it and just went, you know, whatever's on there, I'm not taking it off. He even, like the doctor like touched it and then he smelled it. And he's like, oh, like, and he talked to me about it and asked me, you know, how long it had been there. Like even, you got to understand, guys, like this was well done. Like a medical doctor who stitches up, and, you know, a GP looked at it and just said, that's really good work. Like it was not just covered, it was squeezed and then like glued. Like it was a hole, and then when I went to the doctor, it was sealed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it was closed and it was tight, you know? So impressive. The more I think about it, was just, I literally was so in denial, to be honest. I just like, what the hell is going on? Like the Sasquatch didn't drag me up there. The Sasquatch didn't close up my wound, and they didn't do that. Yeah, they did. So you have to understand too, I've been in denial about these things. I've been in denial about tree breaks. I've been in denial about their abilities, about their ability to be empathic, to communicate amongst one another. This has been a journey for me too. So such a journey. You know, if you knew me back in like 2007, 2008, man, I thought I had it figured out. I thought this discovery was months away. No, you know, and so, and just as a person, you grow, you change, the research change. You talk to anybody who does research. The whole point of it is to grow, and I have grown significantly. I've changed significantly. I've built off of the one thing that I stuck to was I just wanted to. I live in search of the truth. I live in search for the truth. So, and justice means a lot to me too. So integrity, justice, old knights talking about their honesty and integrity, that stuff really matters to me. So are you going to France? Are you going to France to discover French Bigfoot? Absolutely not. Not to say, like, not to say anything disrespectful. You got to understand, guys, like I've been working with this Sasquatch troop since 2009. and I've been having success. This is a long time. They've known me for a long time. There's literally been Sasquatch that started at, like, let's say the age of 11. Video 5, Jake, 11, and he grew up and left and he's gone. And I'm still there working with the parents, working with the elders, working with the other young ones that have grown up. So I'm not going to start a new site like that. I'm laser right now. This discovery needs to get done. It needs to be finished, and I need to be focused on one. If I have a light and I shine it on a wall, it doesn't do anything. But if I laser focus it, it cuts and it gets results. And we're close. We're so close. We're doing so great. The stuff, man. So Adirondack Mountain Man here. Hey, Doug. I love the Adirondacks. There are Bigfoot there. Been there. They are there. Todd, you're the best. Thank you, Scott. Please don't go around saying that. Makes people upset. Hurts feelings. I just have my own style, and I'm different. I'm different and unique. You can say that. I don't mind. But there's no competition for Bigfoot. Hi from Georgia Mountains. Saw your latest video about the 15-foot break in the tree. How tall do you think the Sasquatch was? They're doing other stuff to make those breaks, guys. Their breaks so high they can't. They must be standing on each other's shoulders or something. Like, I don't have the theory. But, I've seen, I think, the largest Sasquatch, the tallest Sasquatch ever that I have ever seen or been around is actually when I had the log thrown at me. What is that, video 6? Where I'm filming the back of a Sasquatch and a log's thrown at me. That Sasquatch is the tallest Sasquatch I have ever seen. He is between 9, he's 9'6", maybe 9'7", could be 9'8". That's how tall he is. So we gauge that because in the movie, you see me go to that spot. I literally jump and I put my hand in the air when I'm jumping, and somebody pulled me up and said, "Come here, jump on that wall." Okay, you jumped that high comfortably. The Sasquatch was this high. We measured it. It was 9'6", like conservatively. That's freaking enormous. Like I always thought 9 feet, and then I've seen that Sasquatch with the dominant male of the group, and he's a little bit taller. Maybe even, what I'm thinking about? I was just talking to somebody about it today. I saw those two Sasquatch together, and knowing, let's say that the Sasquatch in video 6 is 9'6" at least. I'll say, I think honestly, let's say 9'7". Then the male, the dominant male in that group, I don't know if that's his brother, uncle. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't presume to tell. Little brother. But that Sasquatch is taller than him. The dominant male of the group is probably, even I would say 9'3". If that Sasquatch, I'd say 4 inches shorter. Just a little bit, but you can notice it. So yeah, interesting information, right? We had a sighting here in Messina, New York last summer. Awesome. Probably more than one. And that's the one that went public, So, and how did that person even report it? It's crazy. Aloha from Hawaii. Thank you very much. Hey, Todd, is there anything specific a Sasquatch look for when picking a place to live? Oh, other than food, water, cover, what's that Sasquatch habitat apart from other places? They're such good survivors, Like, they're going to do things so different in Alabama. You know what they're going to want is the ones I know about, the ones I have expertise with, they want remote. They want, viable terrain, remoteness. But see, that doesn't fly in so many places. There's Sasquatch, I'm sure, live in areas that are, there's people there, and they have a lot of trouble hiding. But ideally, they want to be remote. That's just such a loaded question because they can just live anywhere. They're the ultimate survivors, right? They're so tough, and there's so many kinds of food sources around. They're just so amazing at surviving. So I could talk about ideal, like berries, salmon runs are ideal, right? So ideal. When you're going to get salmon runs, I mean, I was in a spot in Idaho, and I wanted to know where the salmon runs were, but where remote areas where the salmon runs were. So after I went and saw Jeff Meldrum, I went up to an area, was guided by a spot, and then as soon as I was getting close to where the salmon was, tree breaks everywhere. Beautiful structure. I go over the tree breaks, there's tracks on the ground. Then we get, we're like half a mile away from the river where there's salmon running like crazy. And there's tree breaks from 5 years ago to 3 years ago, 2 years ago to last year. And then that night we got charged by a couple of Sasquatch because at the time I wasn't aware of it, but the Sasquatch recognize, even if they don't recognize me specifically, the guy who puts out images and really interacts with them, they probably recognize my ability to know they're there. I'm the guy that looks at their brakes, looks at their tracks, follows their tracks around, understands how they survive, and I just do so many things that I'm doing. They just recognize who I am and what I can do, and yeah, they put me in for a scare. I have a video of it that I'm looking for. So many, like I literally have like, oh my god, just on my desk here, like there's the green hard drive, there's the red hard drive, I've got the blue one, I've got this, like I literally have like 30 of these with footage and like blob squatchy stuff, but incidents, hearing the sounds, like so much. And these hard drives are like 500 gigs and a terabyte, and they're full. So I literally it takes me just so much time to go through all that stuff, and I'm trying to move forward more than go back. But there's like just even honestly, I was just going through my photos, like, oh, there's red, there's that photograph of him, and last week I put that up, right? That was my last Thursday's video. It's a real Sasquatch. So, and I know I have more footage of him somewhere, just blurry stuff, but maybe I'll start doing that. I didn't like doing blurry stuff, guys. I always wanted to, that old critique, blob squatch. I didn't want to have blurry, crappy stuff. I promised myself I wouldn't do that. And, but now I'm just going to put stuff out there. I don't know. It's a stepping stone because people have seen red. And now the people that saw him saw that photo. Oh my God, that looks just like him. That's so him. He's got a small nose. He's kind of got like grayish face. He's got, his cheekbones are a little higher. He looks more human, except in the face only, not in the structure of his body. So, anyways, I just want to put that stuff out there for expeditioners that have had that stuff. So, it's changing. Everything changes, right? You grow and you change. A gentleman driving to work at the local radio station went right up into the air and talked about it too. Yeah, that's super cool. This is Doug talking about the Adirondack sighting last summer, he said. Much love from Oregon. Wow, what a beautiful place. I can't wait to go visit Oregon. That's definitely going to happen. Hi from Prince Edward Island, PEI. Welcome to the show. He said he didn't care who didn't believe him. No kidding, right? Just say the truth. Who cares if people believe you or not? You're gonna be controversial. I am. And what can I do to stop being controversial? Stop filming the Sasquatch? Stop taking people out and showing them Sasquatch? Stop coming back with evidence? Not gonna happen. So I'll be controversial if that's what it takes. Hey Todd, it's awesome to catch the live stream. That's so cool. I'm happy to have you. It's really easy, guys. It's 6 o'clock Pacific, right? So that would be 7 p.m. Mountain, and then 9 p.m. Eastern. So it seems like a good time. We used to have Amanda on here all the time, and she's from the UK, and it was like 3 a.m. for her. It sucked. But vast majority of people that I work with are in the United States. Let's just say it. Hey Todd, have you had any dealings with Justin from Mountain Beast Mysteries? He seems to do most of his work in Nordegg. Next question. Have you ever been in Gainesboro, Tennessee? No. I was fishing one night and heard howling. It didn't sound like a dog. I've heard lots of sightings that I believe are authentic in Tennessee, in the Smoky Mountains specifically. It didn't sound like a dog or anything. I heard it before. It was more high-pitched, but really, I don't know. When it could be bobcats or lynxes, I don't know what you have there. And mating season happens. Dogs, you gotta know your calls. You can't just be saying Bigfoot because you heard a high-pitched sound. You really gotta know your calls, and that's not enough to have a fact. This is what I do. This is the work I support, taught by Survivor Man John Benenegel and many other people. I like 3 pieces of evidence to substantiate something. So if you hear something and you go find really good tracks and you see a tree break, or if you have a sighting, and even a sighting, like a good sighting, I kind of give that 2 points. And then you go find tracks to substantiate the sighting. So, or even let's do this. I did this year. So 3 of us heard a Sasquatch sound. That's pretty significant. Then we went over and we saw Sasquatch tracks on the ground. So to me, that's just a fact. So 3 people hearing it, and then going, and the tracks are right where the sound was heard. That's in a Throwback Thursday video from a couple weeks ago with Craig and Logan. Like really good evidence there. Thanks so much, Todd. Chris in Ontario, thanks for coming in today. Does Bigfoot prefer you with a beard? I don't know. I don't know. Beard and long hair is the way to be, though, when you're tracking. And that's just something to do with your field and your energy, and you're more conducting. And so, I don't know. So, I just went through a horrible custody battle for my children and won. That's why I got rid of my beard and hair. I could say it now. So, that's why I did it, to make the judges happy. They didn't like a long-haired, bearded guy. They were giving me heck, and I got rid of it. Now I don't know where I'm at with that. So, I'm just I'm at peace, and I'm calm, and I have good serenity, and I'm so excited to get out there and authentically just be true to myself, be me, and love nature, and go out and have tremendous success this year, like I've never had before, with the best expeditioners I've ever had, the best version of Todd Standing, the wisest, fittest, strongest, zen, physically adapted, emotionally grounded, spiritual Todd Standing that's ever existed is coming out this year to find some way to move this discovery process forward and be excited about it, because I really have filmed Sasquatch more than 11 times. I really do take people out and really show them Sasquatch. Really, really. Like, how many people have you ever heard of coming back from expeditions going, this guy's full of crap? It doesn't happen. So nobody at least comes out. The very least they can say, if they didn't see a Sasquatch or have a live interaction, was, I'm impressive with my wilderness skills. Survivor Man says it. John Betternagle said it. Meldrum will say it. Any tracker, anybody comes out with me, I have impressive wilderness skills. And what do my records show? I don't know, I've taken out over 100 people now into the backcountry wilderness, into the bush, and I've had 0 injuries. Bears, mountain lions, wolves, everywhere. Moose, rutting season, 0.0 injuries have been sustained on expedition guided by yours truly, Todd Standing. That's, if that doesn't speak for itself, I don't know what does. I know my stuff. I know the wilderness. I am very well trained, and I love it. And it's amazing connecting. And I really feel more like a wilderness guy, far more like a wilderness guy than a Sasquatch guy, a wildlife guy. So, hi Todd from San Diego, California. Thanks for sending me the awesome Jake and Jane photos. That's awesome. You got them. Congratulations. Are you El Cons? And he says photos. So does he mean you got just the 2? Or do you mean you got, somebody ordered like 10 of them? So these are the photographs he's talking about. They're autographed by me. So you can go to my website, discoveringbigfoot.org. I don't know if we're still, if it's still up there, then we're still doing it. I'll be doing more stuff like that. I love the fact that people are putting them up. So there's one over there that I haven't. There's another one. This is Expeditioners. I'm so proud of that shot. This is another shot of Jake. This is Jeff Meldrum's incredible, amazing Bigfoot field guide, he calls it. Is that what it's called? No, he calls it Sasquatch field guide. Incredible, like amazing, brilliant stuff. Everything on there is imperative. What an amazing piece. And this is one of my favorite in the whole world ever. It broke the hand on the top. But one of my favorite ever. This is a bronzed Sasquatch. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Look at that. The whole back, everything. Amazing. Amazing work. I love this thing. So, a wonderful piece of art. You have to go on my Facebook page to see the guy, go to his website and stuff like that. But I probably should have some information about it. I just love it. And then I have the tracks and stuff around. For the first time ever, I finally got my my Jeff Meldrum autographed tracks and stuff. So I'm really proud of that stuff. So my YouTube channel is this name, Central Michigan Bigfoot and Wildlife. Okay, that's pretty not complicated. So it was October of 2020. Awesome. Please subscribe. Thank you. We have over 200 videos. Wow, that's crazy. Discovering Bigfoot Library website, virtual library of Sasquatch information. It's really, there's a lot. So And the videos are all great, guys. Just go back and look through, just pick a random one. I just did that today. They're so cool. So just so much really good information on them. We have a lot of sightings up here in northern NY, so that's New York. Absolutely, Doug. Oh, you're from the Adirondacks, of course. Don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you, Ginger. Ginger, what are you doing being nice like that? Ginger Paranormal, just give me a second here, everybody, because I'm going to make Ginger a moderator if I can. Is it not going to let me do that? That's a little frustrating. Sorry, Ginger, I don't know what's happening. I'm unable for some reason. I'm clicking right on you and I can't make you a moderator. That sucks. Todd, is there any progress in the way of bringing new proof of evidence of Sasquatch to the world? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're taking apples from me this year. Made a beautiful, incredible structure. You guys want to see something? I'm just putting it together. Just have it over here. Just 2 seconds. So this is a rock. So this was the top rock on a structure a Sasquatch made for me. I don't know if I have pictures up of it on Instagram. I'll do a video. I'm going to do a video about it eventually. But a Sasquatch touched this rock. Oh, yes. A Sasquatch put her hands, because we're quite certain that the Sasquatch you see in video 4, Jane, did this. So it was very gently done. You see how tiny this is? And this rock was like sitting on top of 3 other little rocks. You know, they were bigger, smaller. This is the smallest one. And all of these rocks were this. So there are other rocks around there in the area. This was up and this was in the earth. So this was pulled out of the earth and stacked beautifully. And I had to take it because this was so, like, you just tap it and it falls over. So I had to take the pieces. We took pictures. I'm going to glue them together. And I had to take it because it would have been washed away by the snow, right? Like it would not have survived the winter. The winter would have knocked it all down, which is, I think, a reason the Sasquatch did it too, because they know this. They get all this stuff. So actually touched by a Sasquatch. And I'll tell you, one of the great things about this has Sasquatch energy on it. Like, man, whew, I get it. I feel it. It's amazing. And there was 4 of us there. We all know this was done by a Sasquatch. Nobody has any doubt at all. 100.0%. This was done by a Sasquatch. Beautiful, wonderful little Inukshuk kind of type piece of art that was made for us in gratitude for they were taking apples a lot. Many apples. Like 6 times apples got taken at least. And we put out like 13, 15 apples. And they were just taking them like crazy. So wonderful. Like this is what's going on, guys. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal. This proves sentience. This proves these are not just apes. These are not just animals. These are sentient beings. This is freaking art, right? They took this, they built it up, they made art for us. They do this all the time. That's why this discovery is so important, because there's a people out there that are wild and connected in equilibrium, and they can whoop a grizzly bear's ass, and they can serve. They're the apex species out there. They're the ultimate species in nature, and they are sentient. Sentient. Absolutely sentient. Isn't that exciting? Like, that's why people that do this research should get so excited about it. That's why I just don't care who makes the discovery. I just want it done ethically, and I want it done. So I have the other ones over here. Anyways, I just think that is so amazing. It's so exciting that even just based on simple deduction, you must understand they've successfully evaded the best trackers. Have they, though? They successfully evade me. They successfully can stay away from me, but they're interacting with me. They're choosing to come around. So it's kind of a complicated question. But anyways, they're obviously, with all, man, I've been tracking since I was a little kid, and I've been trained by elite best of the best, trained and studied. I spent thousands of days tracking out in the backcountry. I really know my stuff, and I couldn't hold a candle to a Sasquatch. Really, like, they are just levels. I would say 2 full levels above me. Like, this is somebody with absolutely no tracking skill. This is someone with a novice tracker. This is a good hunter. you put me right there, then I'd say the native people and then the Sasquatch, right? That's the levels. At the very least, they're 2 levels above me. There are native trackers that have one more ability above me. They're heart trackers. And then there's the Sasquatch that sit above them that are just, wow. I don't even know what to say. They're just, it's, it's not magic though. This is real life abilities that are exceptional and amazing, and it's wonderful. So, Todd, have you ever had a professional sound analysis done on the growls and the flare? I had, yeah, a couple people. Um, I don't know. They were so wishy-washy about it though. What happened was these people think Sasquatch is all BS. So, you know, but I actually respected their opinion though, in that they said, well, it's possible some people could actually make the sound. People have incredible ranges, right? Or even there were some sounds that seemed out of the octave range of a human being. However, you could have an audio recorder do that, and they couldn't rule that out. So it's really like, it was really, I don't know. I just didn't want to do it. So I'm in my area right now. 10 minutes ago, one of them literally pissed on the cabin wall. Well, that's awesome. And I'll tell you that urine is what a Sasquatch smells like. So they urinate what they smell like. Gorilla areas smell like gorilla because literally a gorilla smell is urine dripping out of his pores, no different than a Sasquatch. So if that indeed has happened, Stephen, congratulations. You know exactly what a Sasquatch smells like, don't you? Kelly Burns, hi Todd. I have a few friends down here in southern Florida. They have Sasquatch on their property and where they hunt. Come, let's go check it out. Oh my God, it's past time. I know, Kelly. Oh my God, I so want to come down there. There's a few more things I have to get in order. Oh my God, yeah. Look at those white Canadian legs. It's not Canadian. We're white in New England. They're white all over. People are white in Alabama. Hey Todd, people are white in Texas. People are white in Florida. There's white people, but there I am. Yeah, I'm definitely white. Do Sasquatch stay in a particular areas? Yes, they do stay in particular areas. They have their home habitat. That's my theory. For generations, yes, for generations. Are they migratory? They'll move for food, but who knows what Sasquatch will move for what, and when they'll come back, and what times of year they'll be there. It's never going to be just a simple answer. Human beings did that, right? They followed the bison, they followed the herds, right? If they migrate with the seasons, herds, do they return? Yeah, they're going to do all that stuff. The layers. This is a very complicated, intelligent, amazing species. So, where I live, they call it Pukmis. Cool. Is that a name for Sasquatch? Where I live, they call it Pukmis. I've never heard that word before. Is that a native term? And I would love to know more about that. I love these native terms. Old terms for Sasquatch. Oma, Savanuk, right? All these really cool. What's the one that we learned? The one that I discovered was Winchester Tonga, tall teacher. Isn't that cool? I love that one. So Winchester Tonga. We were just talking to a native guy. He was at a gas station. We were talking about Sasquatch. He says, "Oh yeah, my people call them Winchester Tonga." And my expeditioners were there. And we were all like, "Ah!" We sat down and talked to this native person, gave him tons of respect. And then I started talking with other people in the tribe. I got introduced to the tribe, and yeah, that's what they call them, tall teachers. So, hi Todd from Washington State. Like watching your videos. Made me more of a believer. Thank you. You're welcome, Michael. That's what it's all about, right? And it's yours. It's all ours. It's our stuff. So share it, live it. I don't know. Represent, use it. So cool, right? Filthy, I've heard of the horsehair being braided. So have I. Let's talk about that. So on multiple occasions, I've heard about horsehair being braided by Sasquatch, which would be incredible if it's real. And I guess I didn't like talking about this, but so there were people that wanted me to come out. They showed me pictures of the horsehair that was braided. There was Sasquatch. This is in Harrison Hot Springs, but somebody did something that ticked off the Sasquatch, and then the Sasquatch came back and killed that particular horse that the hair was braided. So, and I've been around the Harrison Hot Springs Sasquatch quite a few times. They feel very hostile to me. I'm not interested in researching them. To me, very specific, right? They feel very hostile to me. When I was in California with some native people, the Sasquatch were very hostile to me, not to them. So I just left. I mean, I can't do anything. They don't like, maybe they didn't like my white legs, right? I don't know. Most likely not, though. Most likely there's a deeper reason for it. They just want to stay isolated. They don't want any contact. They're xenomorphic, and many, many layers to that. But so I don't go back to that particular area. So if you just tuned in, what's wrong with the white legs? I was trying to show the scar on my left leg that's left from that hole, and that the Sasquatch fixed up. The medicine is called oxycodone, LOLJK. Hey Todd, hello from state of Vermont. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you, Mark. Steven Stozark, I know, but didn't you say that you moved? I don't know if that question's for me. Show your cast footprints, please. Oh, well, they're just the standard ones. This one is so awesome. I'm going to start talking to Jeff Meldrum. So this is a fist print. I'm very much convinced this is authentic because I have fingerprints of a Sasquatch that touched my vehicle and touched my trailer while I was sleeping. So the footprints are... I can get it. One second. One moment, though. Oh, man. Jeff didn't even autograph this. Jeff didn't autograph either one of these. This is why we don't ship them out either, because you'll see it got cracked. I took really good care not to damn. It was customs went through my bag and threw everything apart and blasted it back in, right? So that sucks. But so I thought this would be interesting to show though. So here's the Patterson female. Patterson footage is legit and real. Have a good day. That's my perspective on that. This is a 15-inch track. Huge, right? Like, look how big that is. Like, that is. Like, I'm not gonna put my foot up against it, but do I have a boot here? Here's my slipper. I guess my slipper's kind of big. It's just huge. I'm not a small guy. And so what's really cool about that though, and I'm happy to show this print today, is because Jane is this big. Jane, who did this. This female, Patterson female, is a female, and she's approximately the same size as Jane, who is actually, let's show you Jane, because sometimes people don't know specifically. So this is video 4, and that's Jane. She doesn't look a lot like the Patterson. She does. She has a lot of similarities with Patterson footage. Her body especially. She has breasts and everything. So that's video 4. That's Jane, who I'm very convinced put this up for many reasons. And this would be her foot is that big. So isn't that cool? So the correlations, right? So very excited. This being 15 inches, the 17-inch one is obviously just 2 inches. This too, when you look at it, it's slender. Isn't that scary to say that? So the 17 is 2 inches bigger. We take up this whole screen you're seeing right now, but has a greater thickness to it. So, and you could just recognize it. You just see it. Greater weight. Jane is not, and the Patterson female, they call her Patty. That's okay. I'll call her Patty. I'm trying not to be disrespectful with names, but yeah, she's not as heavy as a male. So they have what's called sexual dimorphism, which leads me also to think significantly all species that have sexual dimorphism where males are bigger than females are male-dominated societies, like lions and gorillas. So that's my theory with, and I believe I've seen that. So back to that, precious, right? Precious. Another reason I was really happy to bring this back too is on 2 occasions, Sasquatch have rock knocked to me and left the rock. And the last time they did it where it was really obvious was on the episode of Survivor Man Radium Season 1. I didn't take the rock. I keep thinking, like, don't take things, don't disturb things, but they leave it. They left the rock. I should have brought the darn rock home. You know how cool it would be to show the rock that rock knocked to Survivor Man and I when we were up on the mountain, like to hold that, touch it, to let people see it. Very valuable to me. Very, very valuable. And so I'm going to start collecting these things. And I know the Sasquatch, there's lots of rocks out there. And they make a structure. When they make a structure for you, when they make When they gift you with something, take it. It's a gift. Take it. Honor it. Appreciate it. It's spectacular, you know? So I live on Vancouver Island and hear lots of stories here. Man, Vancouver Island, are you kidding me? It's like Sasquatch Island. John Benernagel lived there on Vancouver Island because it was the most likely place for Sasquatch to live and have abundance. And he was right. They definitely live there. I don't think some people can grasp the reality of these things. Absolutely, Doug. I agree with you. Do you do expeditions in the US? Yes, but they are full. So I'm going to Nia Bay. For now, I'm just doing Nia Bay in Washington. There are native people there. I just had so much fun with Larry, Analia, and man, people are just powerful place. Really, it changed my life to go there. There's no other way to put it. It just literally changed my life. I grew and I'm ready to go back because wonderful. But and I want to start doing expeditions in Alabama, Texas. I should definitely do an expedition there. Florida, absolutely. Florida's calling me. So this discovery is done. I agree. This is from Edmund F. Kuhler III, Spiritual Nutritional Master. This discovery, it's so done, isn't it? Like, I don't know what the hell it's going to take. Jeff Meldrum proved it. It's done. Jimmy Chilcott's evidence. I mean, come on. So I feel that way. Discovery Channel and Netflix, when I talk to them, they call me, the top paranormal researcher in the world. And I still find that I have to like bite my tongue off because I find that offensive. I'm not a paranormal researcher. I'm studying unknown. These tracks are real. Those rocks are real. People are really seeing Sasquatch, really interacting with them. They're very, very real. This isn't ghosts, and this is repeatability. This is tremendous success we're garnering, and the discovery is done. I'll take anybody out and show them a Sasquatch. Who does it need? Who do I need to take out? Joe Biden? Definitely nobody believed me. He wouldn't survive the expedition. Anyways, if you're enjoying the show, please hit the like button. Thank you, Central Michigan. Todd, are there more scientists talking about your discovery seriously these days? No. There's a good amount. Like, I'm happy with what I have, and there's some big people coming on board this year that I'm really excited about. So, people are only going to believe what they want to, no matter how much proof there is. It's called cognitive dissonance. That is the word. This is from Amanda Freeborn. But let's not worry about that today, guys. Let's not even have discussions. If you don't believe in Sasquatch, if you think it's all crap, then just go somewhere else. If you're willing to listen and participate in discussions and you have hard questions, I welcome that. If you know they're real and you want to take it to another level, that's what this show is about. We're not here to convince people. So go look at Jeff Meldrum's work. Go watch Sasquatch Meets Science. Go check out some documentaries that are really impressive. Go watch my movie. I don't know. Hey, Todd, can you identify any Sasquatch words? None. And do you know what they mean? One word. Kubota, Iha, Ina. I think that's right. Stuck in my head really well. So the story is that Ina, this is in my, go into my videos. Woman gets abducted by Sasquatch. Almost. So apparently Kubota latched on this woman. Kubota was taken off, took out the boyfriend, was going off into the bush, and the big male came out and looked at him and said, Kubota, Iha, Ina. And I think he said it twice, if I recall precisely her testimony. So, and Kubota put Ina down, and he pointed at Kubota and he pointed at the ground. So I believe Kubota is Kubota's name is the Sasquatch. That's what we deduced. Unless Kubota Iha, maybe Iha means is his name, and Kubota means put her down. I don't think so though. So, anyways, so Kubota Iha Ina, I believe in the Sasquatch language. Maybe it's that's Sasquatch language though, isn't it? It's not. And I don't know. Does anybody know what Kubota Iha? So what does Iha mean in a Native American or First Nations language? And I haven't had an answer to that. I haven't really looked hard into it, but those are the only words, and I never heard those words. Sasquatch have never spoken to me through verbal communication. They mind speak with me, or they do things and show me things through physical messages. So good question though, right? Why is Bigfoot not in Ottawa? Because we're supposed to be protesting, because Sasquatch don't understand. Are Australian yowies similar big? Absolutely. Similar. Beyond similar. It's the yowie, the yeti, the yeren, Bigfoot, Sasquatch. all either the same species or a subspecies. I would compare, like in China, they have black bears, but the black bears are quite different. I don't know if they would breed. They probably would breed successfully. Of course, they would breed successfully with our black bears. Their black bears are just there's phenotype differences that you can really see, but they're black bears, right? And I believe the Yeti is just as different as black bears are in Canada versus China, or North America. Even in the United States, they have black bears. So that's how I compare it. But there's no bears in Australia, right? So maybe crocodile, alligator. You have crocodiles in Australia, and they have alligators. They're different, right? But so and so the yowie is smaller because it's in hotter country. So and so is the yeti. The yeti's smaller, and Bigfoot or Sasquatch are larger. So Todd, many believe you embellish a bit on your assertions. You have good evidence, so no doubt, but say Bigfoot is 12 years old without any concrete is a bit odd. Things you guarantee for dollar is tall order. You're right. Embellish? No, but you that's it's irresponsible for me to not theorize, for me to not put out a hypothesis. And I'll tell you, I'm going to be right plus or minus 2 years. So if I say that Sasquatch is 12, he's not going to be older than 14. He's not going to be younger than 10, plus or minus 2 years. I think that's pretty decent. And I'd put my reputation on that. So it's going to be close, and I have these deductions based on watching individuals grow up. Remember, I've watched Jake since he was like 10 years old. I've actually there's a Sasquatch out there that I've watched since he was, I'd say, approximately 3 years old, 2 or 3 years old, and I've seen him grow up every year. So these deductions are based on facts and findings and reality, and you'll find that if you talk to me, I'll explain stuff and I'll take you out in the bush and I'll show you. I'll show you Jacob. I'll show you pictures and tracks and measurements of Jacob when he was 12 years old and had a 12-inch track. And I'll show you pictures of him now that he's 16 years old and he has a 16-inch track. And it's really leveling out. So I just found evidence of the 10-inch Sasquatch track from a year ago, who now is an 11-inch track. And I said he was 10 years old. Now I say he's 11 years old. It's really fitting. And if he's not 11, gosh, it's even plus or minus 1 year, guys. I think I'm that accurate with it. So time will tell, right? So there's so much more, but I don't even, I don't think I'm embellishing at all. If you sit down and if you go out there and if you've seen what I've done, if you look at all the paperwork and research and understanding and knowledge and work that I've done, the PhDs I've worked with, it's pretty tight. So, and if I'm wrong, at least I was brave enough to put it out there. That's, if you don't put out a theory, if you have no balls, and you don't put out a theory, nothing changes. If you do nothing, you get nothing. And I'm doing something. And I challenge people. I'm not even challenge. I encourage people to question my theories. I'd love to have a conversation with anybody about that. I don't see anybody else doing this though. And John did the same thing. John's always, oh Todd, oh it's too much. And then I sit down and I start showing him. He goes, damn, you're onto something, right? And then you give him a year, he comes back. I think you're right. That's the way it always was with him. Always. There wasn't one single time I didn't show him something or I didn't have a piece of evidence for me. He was very standoffish at first. He goes, those are bold assertions. And then a year later, he's like, I think you're completely right. And I totally agree. With the tree breaks, with the structures, with the upside down, with the tracks, with the stride lengths, with even things non-related, grizzly bears and black bear tracks. There's so much that I was like, dude, I know my stuff. I know what I'm talking about. And so that's just how I feel. That's how it is. So 9'6", isn't that so big? Oh God, I hate even saying that because it just seems like too much. And I'm trying not to embellish. This is one of those cases where I've been very conservative. I remember I'll tell you actually, I was in California and there were two Bigfoot guys there and they were playing that video and they saw me saying, oh yeah, that Sasquatch is like 9 feet tall. He's huge. And they, he's taller than 9 feet. And they pulled me over and made me do my little jump. And they're like, look at that. That was like 9'6", man. And I was like, oh my God. Because I don't, they're so big. And it's so hard for people to believe it because they're so big. I get it. It's hard for me. Jeff Meldrum, he did a TV show and he gave them all the exact specs of a Sasquatch skeleton. and they made it precisely to his specs. And it's just, so they surprise him. They get him to come in the room, and there's a big, huge Sasquatch skeleton. He goes, "Oh my God, you botched it! You," like he's upset. "You botched it. That's, oh, I don't even want to look. I can't believe we went through all that work." And they're like, "Jeff, calm down." He's like, "I can't calm down. We did all the work. We did all this, and I was so excited. And this is what you did." "Jeff, it's your exact specs." And he went and measured, and he was right. They were exact. When you see how big that actually is, damn, it's bigger, way bigger than you think. Way, way, way bigger. When you see how big they are, when you feel how strong they are, when you see what they're capable of, that's why people think it's magic and impossible and the miracles they do, because they're that big. They're amazing. They're enormous. They're huge. Gigantopithecus is an excellent name for them. So that'll be my show for today, guys. Let me just give a quick speed down here. I wonder, oh my gosh, look at all these questions. My goodness. Well, I think once you start getting down, guys, and thanks, Arthur, for your fantastic donation. I really appreciate it. Todd, have any other well-known people who search for Sasquatch asked to join you and help bring proof of the existence to life? Well, like Jeff and John and Survivor Man. There've been a couple other people. It just didn't work out. Yeah, that Florida guy reached out to me. I just, I don't know, it just didn't work out. A guy who shot some footage in Florida that seems pretty cool. He won some Bigfoot show. I don't know, he just seemed like a nice guy. And just a lot of people talk. And I've been out with people from certain organizations, and then they go, "You're really going out there?" I remember doing this. I took 2 people out. This was kind of the last time I worked with an organization. So I took them out. I remember we saw a bear, and it was, it's real wilderness. We saw a grizzly bear cross the road and stuff, and they're like, "Whoa, yeah, it's a grizzly bear. He's only like 5, but that's definitely a grizzly bear." And he's moving in the direction we are going into the bush. And so I went to go out and go on the hike, and they were like, "You're really going?" Like they pulled out coolers and stuff. I'm like, "What are you guys doing? We're going on this hike. We got 3 days worth of hiking." They go, "You don't really do that, do you?" And I went, "Yeah, I really, really do." And they went, "Well, come on, we can't really do that. There's wildlife. Like, we'll get killed." That's what I do. And that was kind of the last time I worked with an organization, because they seem to have a romance about it. And I really go backcountry. I really do this stuff. I really, really do. And I really always have. And it's just something that sets me apart. I don't know people who do that stuff. They're very, very, very rare. So, in fact, you know what? This would be a better question. I've ever met any Sasquatch researcher that goes backcountry like I do? Nope. So even Survivor Man, we didn't have enough time. Survivor Man would and could. It just wasn't part of the program. He literally had to spend, like, if he had only 5 days with me, approximately, let's say. Even sometimes he had 7 days with me. But he's not hiking for 3 days, spending 1 day, and then hiking for 3 days back. That's 7 days. He's not doing that. So he'll hike for, a day and then come back. And, that's just the way the format was. It's just what it is. And that's the way it has to be. The reality of going backcountry the way I do is very, very, your batteries wear out, you wreck your cameras, weather kicks your ass. It's not good for filming and footage. And that's a reason a lot of people don't do it. And I didn't care about that stuff so much. So I cared about, evidence and the discovery and even, but that's not, is that even necessary? Not really. There are people that have Sasquatch come in their backyard. I'd way rather do it that way than drive for 5 hours and then hike for 3 days, which is better. Their way is way better. More consistency, more ability to grow and time. So thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher. This is what I do. This is my job. If you are passionate about this discovery, go to discoveringbigfoot.org and make a donation. I'd really appreciate the help. We're doing really well, but more equipment. It all goes to equipment and moving the discovery forward. People are passionate about this discovery and you love it. And if you have that abundance and you have that extra, go there and do that. If you don't, just watch the videos, tell people, share videos. It all matters. Talking about it, discussing it with people. It's all good. Get the word out there that we are really legitimately fighting for this discovery, and it matters, and it's coming. This discovery is going to happen. So thanks so much for tuning in. I'll be back on Wednesday. There'll be a really cool show tomorrow. I've got my Throwback Thursday tomorrow, and then I've got my Sasquatch Sunday coming up. So thanks so much for your support, guys, and I'll talk to you real soon. Until then, take care.